right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Off the Clock with me, Miguel. I have not recorded in a week, and that's basically what I'm going to be talking about today. Kind of just a life update, really. I don't have any bullet points. It's just me, my coffee, and whatever comes to my mind, honestly. Also, I apologize for the low energy. I did just get off of work. I worked third shift today, so that was from like 2:30 to 11 this morning. So, I literally came home, went straight to Dunkin', came here, pulled out the iPad, got the mic, and then just pressed record. So, yeah, what this video basically is going to be about is just a little life update with myself and kind of what I want to do with this podcast moving forward if anyone cares. So, yeah, nothing crazy, nothing really interesting, I guess, but just me talking about what's been going on and stuff like that. So, anyway, get whatever you can to unwind. Like I said, I have my Dunkin' coffee here. So, yeah, let's get into it. I last week was a really tough week for me. I've just been trying to adjust to my surroundings, being moved away from home, and then just work related things, not really how do I say this? I wouldn't say not really knowing where I fit in at work because responsibilities wise, I feel like I'm making a way for myself there, but my engineering job really has nothing to do with it. So I don't know why I brought that up, but more so like what I'm trying to do on the side, which is web design for those of you who don't know. So, just trying to start my own business and stuff like that. So, I had to like just take a step back last week because I do feel I, I'm I'm a workaholic, and sometimes I work too much and then I get burnt out in the end, and then I get frustrated with myself because I'm wondering why I don't have the desire to do things when it's because I've been pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing when I need to like kind of slow down and pace myself. Like there's no rush to you creating a business or just there's no rush in life period, honestly. Like there's no reason to be going and going and going and going and going. And sometimes I forget to take care of myself in that process. So last week was just kind of it all hit me all at once and I just needed to sit the fuck down, okay, and just be and not do anything, like just come home from my day job, not do any web design, not do the podcast, just do nothing. Just play my video game or not play my video game. Lay there and doom scroll on YouTube or whatever. Like I just needed that because I have been going extremely hard since July. So that's basically what's been going on with me. Without getting too much into detail. Hold on, I'm gonna take a sip of my Dunkin'. Hold on. But yeah, so in terms of like the future of this podcast, the number one thing that I want to say is that I really like doing these because it's an outlet for me to kind of just talk about whatever I want to talk about. And I think it's nice just having people close to me like family or friends or people like that just kind of tune in whenever they want. It doesn't even have to be anything like huge, like a huge what's that called? Base of people listening to me. I just like doing it because if there's one person that can tune into what I'm talking about and find some joy in that, or maybe they can relate to that, I think that's really fun. And it opens the floor for other conversations to be had. So I think it's really fun doing this. And um, I think how do I say this? Not that I was, no, I was taking it too seriously in the sense that I had to like stay consistent with uploading. And not to say that I don't want to do that, but I kind of felt bad for taking a break. So I'm like, dang, I promised myself, not even like promised the people who are listening because there's not that many people listening right now. Like, let's just be honest. Like, there's probably like 20, well, no, that is a lot. 20 to 25 people listening per episode, like minimum, maybe 12 or 10. That's pretty good, right? Like, I don't want to minimize that, but I'm just saying, like, my reasoning for continuing to post consistently had nothing to do with outward validation. It had everything to do with myself, and just I'm really big on like when I say I'm gonna do something and then I don't do it, I feel like I lose trust within myself. But then I had to realize, okay, wait, it's not a lack of trust per se. It's just I need a fucking break from everything, like everything involved right now, everything having to do with work, anything having to do with just doing stuff. I don't want to do it because I'm burnt out. So that's why I took a break from posting twice a week. And like I said in the beginning of this video, my main priority right now is putting all of my effort into web design. That is basically where I want to focus, like shift my focus outside of my regular day job and stuff like that. But that's what I'm really passionate about. And so I had to kind of also sit back throughout that last week and just think about, okay, maybe you are doing a lot. Maybe you're doing more than what you need to be doing. You know what I'm saying? And maybe you don't need to lock yourself in this rigid structure of, okay, posting 2 times a week, but then also doing web design every day, and then also working your 9 to 5, or for me, it would be like 4:30 to 1, whatever you want to call it. That's just too much. That's way too much. So to get to the mother freaking point, to make a long story short, I will not be posting twice a week anymore. I think once a week is fine because not only does it give me time to like just unwind and think about hold on. Sorry. Gotta take a sip of the Dunkin'. They've been doing really good lately. For the past like 3 days, not even lately, they did good today. The past 3 days, it's been pretty the Dunkin's been pretty trash. And I think it's because my usual lady hasn't been there. Like she knows what I want. She knows what I want. She knows how I want it, and she does it right every fucking time. But she hasn't been there lately. So I'm like, I'm questioning. Anyway, the future of the podcast, want to post once a week, like I said, because it'll give me time to like think about some of the things that I want to talk about too. Some like Monday to Friday, that's too quick of a turnaround to come up with things to talk about. Cause there's only so much, not, I shouldn't say that. There's not only so much you can talk about, but like low key there is, but also it's just like, damn, I just got talking on Monday. I don't want to do this again on Friday. You know what I'm saying? So I think Friday is good because it's the end of the week. I feel like it's good to have something to look forward to listen to. I think that's cute. It's a vibe. Whereas Monday, I mean, but you could also say Monday would be good too because it could start the week off well for people who hate Mondays like myself. But I'd rather do it on Fridays because I just feel more chilled and more relaxed. And Mondays are just they're not the vibe. I hate Mondays. I really do. So anyway, yeah, that's really all I wanted to say for this episode. It's like I said, there's really nothing too interesting going on right now. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I could talk about. Yeah, I mean, if you're anything like me, just make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure that you're taking the necessary breaks needed. Um, please do not overwork yourself or grind yourself to the very end. And it's not even, you may not be doing it on purpose, right? Because, like I said, with me, it's not like an on purpose thing. It's just sometimes I hyper fixate on a task. And so if it's not complete, I will work to it and work to it and work to it until it gets done. And I am someone who likes scheduling and planning, so I have on my calendar like when things should be done, specifically with web design or what, it could be any task that I'm working on, any project. If it's not done at that time, like I said, I will work it until it does get done. So maybe I push the timeline farther back and I'll work, overtime on that. And it's just like not necessary to do that. Especially right now, it's just a starting point. But if I could point this like back towards you all, the audience, instead of just strictly talking about myself, take breaks, and check in with yourself mentally, because you don't want to be going and going and going, and then all of a sudden, maybe one thing will happen that'll just trigger an entire mental breakdown. Not realizing that, okay, it wasn't necessarily that one thing that caused the cards to tumble, but it was more so like a domino effect of everything that's been happening that you've been kind of brushing off because you haven't been sitting with yourself and just being still for a little bit. So whatever that may look like. For example, for me, I I'm still trying to figure out what I want my schedule to look like, but usually on like Mondays or Wednesdays, maybe Fridays. I'm gonna work web design today just because I'm in a good mood and I feel like I want to do it. I'm not like, oh, I gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited to do it, but if I were to set a schedule, it would be Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I would do no web design, and then Tuesday, Thursdays, and the weekends, all in on web design. You know what I'm saying? So just figuring out what that balance is, and it's gonna take trial and error. Like I may decide later on down the line, okay, I actually don't want Mondays off. Maybe I want Mondays to do work, or it's gonna look different for you, for me, for everyone. But it's just important that you stay into. Oh, I wonder if y'all can hear that. My mic is pretty good at canceling out noise, but anyway, it's gonna look different for you, for me, and I think the more that you like sit with yourself and kind of listen, you. Oh my god. Okay. Anyway, it should be good now because the dog stopped barking. But yeah, I think also like for me when I have these goals in my mind, I think setting timelines is good, right? Like cuz like I said, if you're anything like me, it's good to see, okay, this is where I think this how long it'll take me, right, to get XYZ done, or it's just good to have a plan in mind, but like I said, at the same time, anything can happen, and life is hard, man, when you have these goals and these ambitions, but you got to take care of yourself. And yeah, I don't know. I guess the essence of this video is just check in with yourself as often as you can. It's okay to shift and move your timelines around. Maybe it won't happen the exact time that you thought it would happen, but that's okay, because for me, I know that I'm not going to give up on my goal. I know that I'm not going to stop working towards my goal. When it happens, that's a different story. You can't control how the timeline how it works, but all you can control is you being consistent and working towards that. But at the same time, like I said, that requires a little bit of, checking in with yourself and being like, okay, I think it's okay to take a break. And also, now I'm kind of just on a tangent, but again, this is a life update. Another thing I've been thinking about for me is with this business that I want to start, a lot of the times I fantasize about like the end goal, the end result. Oh, I can't wait until this happens, or like it would be so nice if I had this, so nice if this, if that. Like depending on your goal that you have, it's going to be different what you're imagining. But I've been trying to stay present in the building phases, because that's also kind of the most fun. I've been learning a lot. I got my first client that I'm working with. There's been trial and error with that. I've been learning more about just the technical aspects of coding a website and things like that. So it's been fun. And I think that I don't want to end up focusing too much on the end result to where I miss what's happening right now. Like, if your foundation is trash, poo poo caca, the end result is going to be that way too, no matter how hard you try to like masquerade it as it being something different, you know? So, there's really no need to rush the process of you trying to build towards something else, because you don't want any cracks in your foundation, whether it be you trying to rush, whether it be you trying to grind so hard to the point where you're missing little details about the process, that I think would be, a bigger pain in the ass, So take your time, invest as much time as you can up front, and then tweak your system as you go along. And eventually, before you know it, you'll already be at the end goal that you had in mind. But it's like I said, I think it's normal. I keep saying like I said. I didn't say this. I'm saying it now. I think it's normal to think about the end goal. It's fun to kind of fantasize about the what ifs and, oh, I wish I had this and that. But yeah, I think also it can be tricky, because sometimes you can think about the end goal too much to the point where you don't even want to start doing what it takes to get there, because it all just feels like too many steps. But just break it down, task by task. What are the little tasks that you can complete or that I can complete to get to the big goal? So that's another thing I've been thinking about. I think I mentioned that on another episode that I filmed. I can't remember which one, but yeah, these are just thoughts that I've been having in my mind. Again, nothing crazy, just me figuring out life as we all do. And I think I hope that you all are doing okay too. Like I said, life is just weird, and I try not to say that like a definitive feeling of oh I'm happy or oh I'm sad, because that feeling shifts every day, every moment of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like there are moments where I am happy throughout the day, and then there are other moments where I'm not as happy, right? Like right now, I feel pretty good. I feel like I had a really good day at work, my day job. I feel pretty good. It's Friday, got my Dunkin'. I'm here talking with you guys, so I can't really complain. But those moments where you are feeling a little down and out, check in. And I think what I'm going to start doing is having like an accountability partner, because it's nice to have people who can kind of check you and be like, hey, are you taking breaks? Are you checking in with yourself? Because sometimes like, I'm pretty good at reining myself in. I guess maybe not this time around because I was doing too much, and then last week it all just blew up to shit. But usually I'm pretty good at recognizing when I'm about to dive off into the deep end and like spiral. But there are going to be moments where you can't really read that. So it's nice to have people who are like, "Okay, I'm not with you every day, but I just want to check in, make sure you're taking breaks and taking care of yourself." So, anyway, I think as I'm getting off again off script. There really is no script, but I'm just yapping. I think every day, like as I get older, I'm like, I can really. It's so weird to think that I can really be gone any minute now. Like anybody can be gone any minute now. So every day, like on my way to work, I just start listing all the things that I'm grateful for. I try to steer away from the word blessed. Like I'm so blessed to have this. I'm so blessed to be alive. Cause for me, it feels almost disingenuous. I feel like, well, so if the people who don't have the things that I have, are they not blessed? Did God or whoever you believe in, did he, she, they, whoever, did they skip over giving them that blessing? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Anyway, maybe that's too deep. Maybe that's too much. But I just like to list the things that I'm personally grateful for, because I know that it can be taken away literally any moment. I could lose my job tomorrow, and that could then in turn cause me to lose my house. I could lose mobility in my limbs. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can do that too, because I do feel like that does make me a lot happier. It's a wonderful way to start your day by just saying like what you're grateful for. Just whatever you can. And it's not necessarily like toxic happiness per se, but it's just a reminder of the good things in life, because there are so much there in a world full of chaos and bad stuff happening. There's a lot that you can look around you and be like, okay, but I am grateful for this. I do, I enjoy this part of my life. Like, you need that. Because it's so easy to focus on everything that's wrong. Literally everything that's wrong. Like, I find joy in my Dunkin'. Like, it's coffee to another person, but I'm grateful that I had the ability to drink Dunkin'. Like, I love it? So, anyway, I'm going to end it here. Thank y'all for listening. Sorry this was kind of boring, but hopefully it was informative. And if anybody, even one person, was wondering, hey, why hasn't she posted? That's why. Just had to take a little break. And yeah, I'll be back next Friday. Okay, love y'all. Bye.